Mrs. Joan Murphy was the epitome of a mentor. She was gentle yet firm and a mother to all of us. She was one of a kind and will truly be missed.
Morning comes and finds her on her knees. The Spirit speaks and she is listening.
Words of sophistication and eloquence fail to capture the brilliance of the life of Joan Murphy. Suffice it to say that at pivotal points in my life, she was in my corner, on my side, and that changed the course of my life forever. May Joan Murphy's memory contain the power of Elijah's bones, and her influence span from this time and to all of eternity.
Is where love starts. That's the way of a woman.
I, Patricia Toussaint, have known Joan Murphy at the Holy Trinity Cathedral. We were in the choir together. Joan was a stickler for perfection, ambitious and competitive, attributes she kept for her entire career. She will be lovingly remembered by my family and myself as a very caring, generous, and faithful friend.
I will truly miss Mrs. Murphy. She has taught so many of our lives. We were her children, the teachers were her children, her students were her children, and everybody who she would have interacted with, they would have felt her warmth and her love. I will truly miss Mrs. Murphy.
Condolences to all family, friends, and well wishers. I am Miss Bernard, and I was once a staff member of the POS SDA Primary School, and with whatever Mrs. Murphy said, she practiced it. She never asked us to do anything that she herself was not willing to do. She wasn't just a principal, she was a real friend, a mother. You know, I remember traveling to Canada with her. That is to tell you how, close she was with all of our staff members. And I remember going to Dollarama with her, and she's like, okay, what I can carry back for this teacher and this teacher and this teacher. And she wasn't even considering buying things to herself. It was always about others, and that is something that really struck me. And even though she was our principal and we respected her, she really was a guide, and it was a blessing to have her. I remember going to the staff room in tears and Mrs. Murphy praying for me, and it was never anything that I could hear among the other staff members, because she would have say things about you that was not the person that she is. And it was just a place of warmth to work around. And as we continue to dwell on the memories of her, maybe take a chapter from her life. She served others and she practiced what she preached.
Miss Murphy was more than just a principal. She was an extraordinary individual who I really looked up to. She was a principal that made my coming to work a pleasure and truly a joy. I remember moments of sharing, and being at awe with the amount of knowledge she has about any and everything. That's why I, gravitated towards her. She has, that knack. And I will forever remember those moments and cherish those moments in my heart, and until I see her again.
Miss Murphy was one of those extra special people. She always looked out for you, always willing to sit and listen and give good advice. That is one of the things I admire most about her, and her love for Jesus.
She's a beacon in the night, a teacher and defender of the truth. traces of her life.
There's a lot of things I can say about her. She taught me a lot. It was great working alongside her. She had such a caring heart for the school, for the students, for her staff in general, and I will always remember her and cherish her.
Mrs. Murphy, she was a friend, she was a mother, she was a spiritual and professional mentor to me, very helpful. I remember being a teacher under her when she was the principal. Any academic problem, any curriculum problem or difficulty I experienced, I would go to her and she would give me the answer. Very helpful, very knowledgeable, full of wisdom. Later, when I too became principal, that's one thing I said. I hope I can be like Miss Murphy. When teachers come to me, that I would be able to help them in that way. But we have this hope that we will see her soon. And to the believer, sorrow is temporary, but joy is eternal.
She's a keeper of the vision. She's a beacon in the night, a teacher and defender of the truth. And everything she touches bears the traces of her life. She's faithful to what God Himself would do. Evening comes and finds her on her knees. She softly speaks and He is listening, with sweet assurance that she's done her part. She weeps in His peace, and that's the way of a woman's heart.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality, letting you know that we are with you in this time of grief.